back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my kayak / canoe camping gear list. I'm going to walk you through all the things I take with me, whether it be winter, summer, or spring. I'm going to walk you through my sleeping gear, my cookware, and odd ends, depending on what time of year and what I need for that occasion. So, as you can see, we're on an awesome trip right now. So I figured this would be a great time to walk you through what I have personally and what I take with me always. First of all, let's talk about the sleeping gear. So this is the most important gear to me personally. Now, I know some people do the survival videos. I don't. I like comforts and luxuries. So anyways, this right here is the Mountain Pass 2 meaning two person, and it's a 4-season tent. So it's made by Eureka. I'll put all the links in the description below. That way you'll know exactly what I have. This is actually a door, but this door has some real big loops on it for big rocks because the wind was gnarly last night. So anyways, I'm not using it as a door. I'm using the little side hatch here. So anyways, going inside the tent. Now, it being a 4-season tent, you can see that everything is zipped up, airtight. So it keeps you warmer in here, but you do have ample ways to have ventilation in here. You can open up that window. There's windows everywhere. But as far as my gear for sleeping, I have a rollout camp pillow. This is a Sea to Summit sleeping pad. It's got an R value of 4. We are in January, so high R values are very, very important this time of year. That way you don't lose heat through the ground. So this is my favorite sleeping pad so far. I've had a Climate Static V, and I recently got this one, and it's about 3 inches thick if you blow it up real tight. And I feel very comfortable and warm on that. As you can see, I'm on a gravel / sand bar. So ample comfort with this. And then a sleeping bag. So this sleeping bag here, this is kind of my winter bag. It's made by Ascend. It's a 0-degree bag, so it's probably actually rated more of 15 degrees, but it does great for winter trips. So I typically during the summer I'll use a 40-degree bag, or I may have a 20-degree bag. So it just really depends on the season. So lastly, in my sleeping gear, this is just like a toiletry bag. Inside that toiletry bag, I got shower wipes, dude wipes, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, and these are actually sponge baths. You just get them a little wet, and they're non-scented, and you just do a full rinse-free bath or wipe down. But they're very soapy and sudsy, and they will just evaporate the suds. So those are real nice to have. I'll put all the links in the description below, but I got these on Amazon, so they're really awesome, especially if you're out here in the wilderness for a couple days. Now I'm going to walk you through my cookware. All my personal cookware fits inside this 20-liter bag. The only thing that doesn't, sometimes I'll bring like a portable grill, stuff like that, but today everything fits in this bag. So I'll show you a few things out of here that I always take on my trips. Now this is my light packing list right here. I always take my Jetboil flash. Now there's other forms of these out there. There's knockoffs. Also there's these little burners here that you can just directly screw on a fuel can. So I always bring my Jetboil, freeze-dried food, or other foods. You can bring hot dogs, stuff like that if you want to pack it out. But as far as being light, freeze-dried foods are the way to go because they don't weigh anything. I always bring my mocha pot, coffee cup. Of course, I already shared. This is a fuel canister. I always bring something to start a fire with. These are fire plugs. I'll put the link in the description. I also have a discount code for that. Personally, I always bring 2 forms of fire starter or 2 ways to cook my food. So I brought this. This don't weigh anything. It fits in a small little box. So if my Jetboil is not working, for example, I can always put that on top of the canister and go straight. And here I have a lighter and a flint striker. So here I have a long handle spoon. That's for the freeze-dried foods. In here I have a plate, some tongs, spatula, some seasoning if I catch or kill some wild game, olive oil, and there's a knife set in there too, and dish soap. So that's my food bag. Really, the only thing that varies is how long I'm staying. So if I'm staying for multiple days, I'll have multiple bags, so on and so forth. Inside this can too, there's a backup fuel canister. It's a small one that fits inside this. So I have 2 cans of fuel as well. Just in case that one runs out, I have my backup can. Now here's some miscellaneous items I bring. I don't pack water bottles or gallons of water just because it's more weight in the canoe or kayak. So I actually take a filter system. This is a Grail filter system by Geo. So I can filter water from the river itself. As you can see, I got plenty of that. Now this is a clear water stream, so if you're in the swamps in Louisiana, it may be a different story. But I will filter water, put any excess in my Nalgene, and I'll make sure this is full, and then I'll have some backup water in here too that's already been filtered, and that's what I take. So as far as the jet boil goes, putting water inside there, I take it from the rivers and creeks. I have a camp light. This light's pretty cool. It's made by Poppy. It's a lantern slash flashlight. So it's nice to have some lighting around camp. This is for protection. I also have something on my hip I won't share just for YouTube's sake, but this is bear spray. I have a pack of towels. So this is a kit. It has a long, big towel and a couple of smaller towels in there. And lastly, first aid kit, just in case I get attacked by the bear. But I'll need something way more than that, that's for sure. So as you notice, I use dry bags for a lot of things. I think dry bags are super important when you're kayaking or canoeing on the river. So hence the name, they keep everything dry, which is very, very important, especially for your sleeping gear. I don't want that sleeping bag to get wet or my pillow. That would not make for a good trip. So there's different styles of dry bags or boxes that you can buy on the market, and there's multiple sizes as well. So this is a dry box. This is a 50-liter box, and a lot of my gear will actually go in there, but I use this as a clothing trunk. I'm on a hunting trip, as you can see, which I didn't mention because a lot of people aren't hunting or fishing, but I put a lot of my hunting gear inside that trunk there, and it floats. It's airtight, so it's really nice. This is just a smaller little bag by Arctic, and it's you see that seal there, so it keeps everything dry inside there. This bag here you'll see shortly, all my camping sleeping gear goes in there. My tent, my sleeping bag, sleeping mat, all that will go inside that bag there, and that's a 55-liter bag. Now that's a duffel style. Over here you have the traditional style where you just push it all down from the top and then you have to roll it 3 times. So these are typically cheaper than the duffel style, but you can occasionally find some good deals. Under miscellaneous, this is about safety more than anything. Of course, I have my life jacket. It was a little damp from the rain, so it's hanging in the tree to dry. But, you know, I didn't talk about a paddle, a kayak, or a canoe, or a life jacket. But this right here, during the winter months, it is January the 8th. And today is kind of an odd January. We had this warm front come through the state, so it's about 60s. But tomorrow is going to be down in the 30s. So when the air temp and the water temperature doesn't equal 120 degrees, you need one of these or a wetsuit. So I choose the dry suit, and this is my dry suit. Some of y'all asked before what I take for these types of trips, and this is what I take. I'll put the link in the description. With that, to keep my feet warm, I wear NRS boundary boots. They make them ankle high to, this is more of a, you know, it goes up to my knee almost. And that keeps you warm on the water or in the water. Still under miscellaneous, as you can see, I have an orange bag. Whatever you take in, take out with you. And on the Buffalo River, you have to have a orange bag, also a koozie. I'm not going to show you the koozie. Everybody knows what a koozie is. Anyways, make sure you take your trash out with you. I know some of you asked, so this was a quick walkthrough of what I took on this trip per se, and what I typically take on a lot of trips. There are some trips where I'll take my Bigfoot Bushcraft grill. It's really awesome. It's about a 10 by 10 inch thing that packs real small. I'll share a little video clip of it now. It's an awesome portable grill. But sometimes I'll take that, or my folding table, a folding chair that packs real small. But when I bring my cooler, the cooler eliminates the table and chair. I'll actually just sit on my cooler after I get done using it to cook on top of. This trip is kind of lighter than normal besides that big cooler. Normally I don't take a big cooler. I took it for the hunting just in case I did get a deer. But other than that, that's pretty much everything that I take on these trips. Now, I didn't discuss my hunting gear or my fishing gear. Typically I take 2 fishing poles with me and a 3600 box full of baits, and I'll bring some plastics as well. Also, I have a GoPro. So, you know, something I have to bring is GoPro batteries, chargers, stuff like that. And also my satellite phone is in here for safety. Right here, unfortunately, there's no cell service, so I'll use that satellite phone to send out messages to my wife, tell her I'm okay or something's happened. But other than that, it does change, but typically this is what I bring on every trip, is this small little list here as far as packing light. Some of y'all thinking like, that's not packing light, dude. I sleep on the ground with all these luxuries, and that's good for you. My back's tight from football. I don't do all that. So anyways, that's going to conclude this video. And as you can see, I'm in the process of finishing another video, an adventure video. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next adventure.